Yep, sorry for pausing the game. I was just like, do you have memory to
and
record
the answer was no. So, hello, people. I'm not actually sure where this is going to land, but that's fine. Okay. Yeah, let's
So, did you want me to check? Oh wait, we just got an Abyssal armor piece.
Yeah.
So you need to figure out where the
last one's probably in the Iron Canopy, if you want to check where that is.
Okay. That I will.
My assumption is it's in the Iron Canopy.
Okay, the Iron Canopy.
I already got this one.
That was where the spiders were?
Yeah, probably.
Northeast corner of the main floor. And then there are Abyssal chain grips. And then at the Chronosphere, grapple up to a yellow hook. Yeah, I don't know if you found that one. Ooh, but
a
this
lot of
looks
stuff
promising.
I missed.
A lot of crystals to punch.
Yep, it's mostly just like wrath shards and health shards, and apparently there's a really expensive thing worth about 5,000 souls over here, so we're gonna grab that quick. Just because. Because it's between those two towers, I believe. I can get to them somehow.
Wonder what trees they had to cut down for this.
Oh. There's a chest right here.
Oh.
Totally missed it. Let's see, if you managed to get a key for Magic the Gathering Arena, would I like it? I actually already have a key for Magic the Gathering Arena. I just wasn't terribly interested at the time because... Did we ever go down there?
Was it only a PvP game, or did you actually
Yeah,
have...
it's PvP only. I mean, it's Hearthstone.
Mm-hmm.
To be totally honest, like, I like the idea of those, but the idea of putting myself in a position... oh.
Hmm.
Okay, well, let's deal with the giant machine first.
Where you're winning or losing.
Even. Yeah, it's...
I remember back when my wrist initially became injured, I played some Hearthstone because I could do that with my left hand easily. And I was specifically doing I suppose what they would consider a campaign mode. There were like a couple campaign modes. And I was doing the one with the like Kobold dungeon or something.
I knew he was on horseback.
I finally worked my way, I think with the druid deck that I was slowly creating, to get all the way up to the final boss, but he won by attrition. I was running out of cards. It was bad. Because you lose health for every card you don't draw or something if you run out of cards, so that was sad. Very saddening.
Yeah, I
didn't want to spend any real money on it, so of course you don't really accrue that many cards that are competent enough to actually fight.
Yeah, it just never struck me as something that I was particularly interested in.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to like Hearthstone, but it's one of those where, like, for me, I only play games to make a living at this point. Well, not because, you know, I'm trying to be mercenary about these things, but, like, literally...
The other thing, too, is... I suppose you'd have to throw a lot of money into it to get good cards to compose better decks.
A good deck and stuff like that, yeah.
And then the other thing, too, is... there's that strategy element. You know how you're having such a difficult time with Cult Simulator or whatever and the cards there, and people will start yelling at you in the comments about strategy.
Oh yeah,
and
I tried playing Hearthstone. Like, I gave that an honest go, and a lot of people were just nasty about it, and I was just like, alright. I have lost all interest in attempting this any further. Like, mid-run, and I just surrendered and, like, put it away, and, you know. I think somebody left, like, really smug response to that, and I'm just like, alright, bye. Okay, So we have to get up here.
Mm-hmm. Grapple point?
Yeah, there's one right there. Maybe I can actually...
Maybe there's invisible ones? Check with your
no,
super sense.
you can get further up. However...
Oh.
Oh.
Great.
Not try that again.
You can't grab onto those? That's weird.
You're not supposed to. Oh, well,
there
you go.
You jumped up far enough. Okay.
Okay, so
Did you
I'm
start
actually...
that machine as well?
What? No. Yeah, I have to stop this machine. There's something in the bottom that I want to grab. Yeah, I'm not supposed to do the thing that I did.
Oh, right, that allows you to go down the hole.
Yep. There we go. I could do Wander's style of editing on my iPhone. Yeah, you could. It's really easy. You should try it. It's harder than you think. Now, my editing is very minimal. It's the output that's not so minimal. Okay, so this is how we get this thing.
Whoa, what is that?
That is Artifact Overlord.
Overlord. This emblem bears the mark of the tyrannical general of the Legion armies. His name has long since been forgotten, but the husk of his formidable strength still lingers within this totem. Return it to Vulgrim, and he will reward you.
Okay, so that was actually something that I needed to grab and couldn't. I was wondering how to get to that one. There's our answer. So how does Wander edit? Well, I throw it in Premiere. For the most part, all I do is actually just throw it in Premiere, double up the audio, tracks for myself and Shell, each. Well, I don't,
I
guess
think
you
you
don't take
balance
damage
it
if
just
you...
in case one of us
Yeah,
sounds
so
softer
I'll
than
balance
the
it
other.
to make sure that one of us sounds better than the other. I know this person was trying to sass me or make me feel bad because I guess I don't do highly edited stuff. But...
And then you pretty much just find a good stopping point somewhere around the 30, 40 minute mark.
Yep.
For the most part.
Yep. Let's see. Though I do a lot of other like audio effects as well. You know, adaptive noise removal dynamics, especially if it's like if the audio is particularly jumpy. Like, you have to do a lot to make RPGs with voice acting sound good. I've been having a bunch of problems with this specifically in Octopath because the battle voices and the other stuff is like.
Yeah, there were some instances where I was going through games and there were particular sound effects that made a lot of noise, and you just have to tone them down a bit.
And so, like, yeah, sure, I don't do the highly edited style. But you don't really need to actually do well on YouTube. Despite what some
It depends on if your commentary
jerkwads may think.
keeps up.
Yeah. Well, so, like, the thing is, ultimately,
Because I suppose otherwise, wouldn't you just be having highlights or instructional videos?
Yeah. A lot of people do the highlights or the, like... I mean, there's some people that actually put in sound effects and, like, visuals and, like, a bunch of cool stuff. Strife's offering.
Huh, when used unlocks the mastery of guns, greatly increasing war's effectiveness in ranged combat.
Which is completely useless.
Well, it's something that you don't employ often.
Well, also, this game is kind of balanced such that ranged combat is garbage anyway. Like, you have to hit an enemy a lot to ever even hope.
What's up?
I'm trying to figure out where to go next. And the answer is actually nowhere. We're done. This was just a transitionary area with some pickups that I never got. But, like, I don't know. I've seen some people with some really good editing. But, like, you really don't need to have good editing
What's
to
the
be...
rumbling?
I don't know, actually.
A little scary.
Something dying.
Something
apparently.
died.
I don't know. But I find people really like to shame me for I guess, how I handled my channel sometimes. And I'm always a little bit taken aback that people are, you know, willing to go to that length. Okay, so I think that's everything for here. So let's just get out. Let's just leave. I think this is the right place. I think the person that was trying to sass left before they could ever even hear a response.
And that's how it often is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, don't want to be antagonistic.
I mean, if somebody's gonna, like, just be mean to me pointlessly on the internet, I'm either going to just leave something kind of snippy back to make them look stupid.
A horseman?
Yeah, we saw them earlier. They exist.
Yeah, but we just haven't encountered an enemy in such a long time.
Yeah. I'm
Especially
gonna
out
kind of
on the
ignore them.
dunes.
They're not really that dangerous. Weren't trying to sass. Came off as particularly sassy, man. I get a lot of comments like that, trying to shame me for what I do, too. So it's just like, I don't know what you're doing. My assumption is always, anybody's trying to sass me. I don't know. Oh, what was the thing recently? Somebody was really pissed that we were voice acting games. That always throws me for, like, a huge loop. That people are like, we can read just fine. Stop reading everything out loud. And I'm like, whoa! Have you never heard of trying to voice act before? Or dyslexia? Because he was also mad that we, like, flub lines occasionally.
Well, when you're trying to speak fluidly, unfortunately...
It's tough! Like, most voice actors have, like, take a couple of,
Yeah, they take several takes.
Several takes. It's not easy.
I mean, it's not just the line delivery, it's also... Well, I suppose line delivery encompasses a lot of things. It can encompass pronunciation, it can encompass pitch, volume, emphasis.
Yeah.
There are several ways that you can say the same word.
Yeah. The other thing is, like, the thing that always floors me with these people is it's like other people don't exist. That, like, leave these specific comments of, like, you know, stop reading the dialogue out loud or the text on the screen. Because, like, I know for a fact when I play Let's Plays, I'm not looking at the screen. And so, like, it always shocks me that... I guess it always shocks me
You mean
when anybody...
when you watch Let's Plays?
Yeah. Yeah, so, like, I like to watch, I like to watch some Let's Plays. And, like, I don't want to read text. I don't want to even think about reading text. It's just a nightmare. Okay, so where's the spider pass?
Using different voices for the same character. That might happen if we had a perception of how a character was supposed to speak at the beginning, and then there's actually a hint
it's hard
of
to stay
voice...
consistent.
Well, there's a hint of voice acting later on, and you go, oh, wait a minute, the person's supposed to sound like this, and then you have to try to keep it consistent. There's also instances in which we put down a game for a while, and pick
we
it
have
up
to
again.
change our voices. Or the last one is just the character disappears and then comes back, and we're like, oh, what did they sound like again? That is not an uncommon thing. Hey, seriously, where's the spider pass?
There's also some voices where you start off using it, but then you realize that it's unsustainable.
Anybody remember how to get back to Spider Town?
Spider Town.
Yeah.
You mean the... Were we taken there? Or teleported there?
We were.
I thought we were teleported there.
Yeah, I don't remember how to warp there.
Oh, did Samael take us there?
Oh, I remember. I remember how to get there. No, it's fine. I know where it is.
Okay.
We actually want to go over here.
This music almost has the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da kind of.
Oh, yeah, kind of. I really miss the ambient music from Darksiders 2. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm really looking forward to going back to it.
Yes.
Because Darksiders 2 is has just such a wonderful, like, relaxing soundtrack. Okay, so we gotta be in the Ashlands. There's a horse point right there.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, you take the horse. It's like literally only this one section that it's like a phantom bridge that only the horse can traverse for no good reason. Whoops.
What? How did you manage that?
There was no bridge in that section, so I just totally blanked. Like, you know, I was just running along because it's a loading screen. I'm not expecting to be...
Have to jump.
Yeah. Because, you know, not
People are
genuine.
talking about food, and now I'm hungry.
Well, you can make hot dogs when we beat this.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I mean, if you want to just make hot dogs now, we'll, like, keep looking for the remaining bits. It's... We could easily just have, like, a hot dog break.
Those are, like, the chicken apple ones.
Yeah. Because I don't think we have any other food that immediately needs eating.
Nope.
Except for those strawberries and the melon.
Mm-hmm.
But that always...
We'll have to discard a little bit of the old curry.
Just
Because you didn't like it. Yeah, it's because we didn't have the mango powder. We only had lemon and lime juice substitutes.
Oh, are you talking about your, like...
The
Indian
the
horror?
chickpea one.
Yeah.
It ended up being a little too tart, and unfortunately,
It was like eating a lemon in the form of chickpeas. It was weird.
It said to use so many tablespoons of lemon juice to replace the mango powder. So I was like, okay. But I probably should have only added it incrementally rather than just throwing in the whole amount. What are you laughing about? Just sending the horse off the edge of the cliff?
because this area is not meant to be traversed by horse, but can be. And so that's what I'm doing. Because you have to use the horse for this section right here. Like, this is the only place one of these bridges exists in the game. It's so weird.
I wonder how horses were first tamed. Like, who got the idea to wrangle one up and then climb on its back?
I'm sure it's prehistoric.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he's trying to do. Dude needs to pick up the pace if he wants to keep up with me.
Because I can understand the domesticating animals for meat and milk. And I suppose to haul things? I mean, oxen probably could do that.
Yeah.
But horses are, aside from pulling plows and stuff, I think they're the only creature that we really ride. I mean, I have seen people ride cows.
Mules, donkeys.
Oh yeah, mules and donkeys too. I suppose I consider them similar to horses.
Actually haven't been here. This is a new little location.
Oh, people are talking about wolves and, you know, the first dogs. There's supposedly a movie that's coming out about that. And it's supposed to be about how... I don't want to necessarily say caveman era or whatever. But I think everyone always assumes that it was...
This is... Yeah.
Some dogs and wolves resort to... Well, I mean, dogs are the product of wolves. They do resort sometimes to scavenging, so I wouldn't be surprised if some of them started following groups of humans that started to hunt, realizing that, you know, a tasty carcass would be left behind every once in a while. And then people started throwing scraps of meat at them or their bones, and then the dogs were like,
Apparently, we didn't domesticate horses until like 3,500 BC.
Well, I would assume horses would just be too swift. And yeah, what purpose would we have for them before? Yeah. And so with dogs, it probably just became they became friendly with us over time because we offered them food. And
yeah, dogs to some degree self-domesticate.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
And being pack animals, they probably take well to, especially if, you know, raised from puppies, you know, the sort of seeing a caretaker as a mother,
Wow, I missed
father,
a
alpha
lot.
figure.
There we go.
You got it.
I got it.
The abyssal armor. No, it looks whole. This. Whoa. Now, are you gonna look like this for the cutscenes, or is it just?
I don't think so.
That looks cool.
It does look cool.
Wait, do you have fluff?
Yeah, I got fluff.
I know how
Can I
much
take
you
it
love
off?
fluff.
I don't know if I can.
Yeah, go to that.
There we
yeah,
are.
it's over there.
Nope, can't turn it off.
You can't turn it off. The abyssal armor's forever. Except for cutscenes.
Yep.
Maybe.
Okay, so I'm gonna quickly run through and grab maybe the remaining chests, seeing as there's like a handful. There's more than a handful. Holy crap. How much did we miss? I mean, luckily this is like the most backtrackable dungeon out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the fact that I'm horribly, horribly lost. Did I get through here? I guess I go through this? Oh, and then I go down here. I'm assuming most of the chests that I missed are just health chests and whatnot that I just totally ignored.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I have a lifesteal on normal attacks too? Well, first and foremost, spider stomping. I forgot about the whole lifesteal on normal attacks thing.
Oh, that'll be beneficial.
Yep. Yeah, very distinctly remember the half damage from all sources thing.
That armor looks awesome.
It does look cool. Yeah.
I mean, blues and purples.
Alright. Well, you want to make hot dogs? Will we figure this out, or will I figure this out?
Okay, fine. What are you figuring out? You have your armor now.
Well, there's so much that we missed in here.
Okay, I'll prepare food.
Yay, food. I mean, alternatively, do you want to just go beeline for the boss? Because we
People
could
are
also
like,
just do
are
that.
asking about fantasy pets. Dragon. Has to be dragons.
Except for I have to figure out how to leave. Oh, that's how I leave. Oh, this is the point where you're supposed to learn how to hook shot. I get it. But yes, Wander needs noms. I've only had, well, I guess we did have food earlier, but... I'm up, you ninny. Jump, jump, jump up. There we go. Okay. So what do we got? We've got a ton here that I feel like I should go back for. I just want to remember how to get to half of it, because this was meaningless. There's like an area up there, but I don't think I can get to that. Did I mess up? Nah. Right. I can just climb out of this. Am I actually missing anything? Yeah, that's kind of the question I'm struggling with here. I'm not actually sure if I'm missing anything important. Alright, whatever. Well, Shell makes hot dogs. I'm just gonna get us back to Ulthane, because that's a trip in and of itself. We'll have a hot dog break so I can fight the final boss on a full stomach. Because yeah, realistically I'm just missing like whatever I missed in this dungeon, literally. And it's probably just like a health up and maybe a wrath up and some souls. Like, I can live without that. Because yeah, I can probably, you guys are right. I truly can probably just face tank the boss at this point. There we go. This chest still makes me feel insulted. It's supposed to heal you up to full after the boss, but no. And yeah, I do have a lot more collectathon in the second game. You're right. Though, a lot of the collectathon, I think, in the second game was kind of more fun, because it was like bonus dungeons and stuff. Like, there were a lot of bosses in the second game that I remember. Like, yeah, there were only a couple of, like, really big bosses, but, There was a lot of, like, smaller, like, sub-bosses that you could fight. And there was, like, a leveling system and, like, some other weird stuff. I'll have to look at the resource gain. It'd be interesting if I could turn on, like, a ×2 money booster or whatever for the next one. Because I know it had, like, the randomized equipment system that wasn't so great. And if I remember right, I got fed up with it and just started, like, just hacking in the best stuff for myself, because I was just like, whatever. Well, we're gonna beat this with time to spare, so yeah, we'll be able to see the Darksiders 2 intro cutscenes. And maybe get to run around for a little bit with him. Whee! So when are we gonna play Octopath again? Tonight, probably. I don't entirely know what the plan's going to be. I think we're doing multiplayer. Keith was suggesting we play Gigantic, but I have, like, no interest in that. That game makes me so sad. So Shell just said, what happened? And so Gigantic was the only MOBA that I've ever really been interested in. And it's such a darn shame, because, like, it had a lot of promise. It had, like, this kind of fun 3D combat system, whatever. Where, like, it wasn't just about, like, attacking a base. You, like, summoned monsters and, like, effectively weakened the other teams, like... You effectively, like, weakened... It's Ulthane. Ulthane's over in Anvil's Ford, now that I'm thinking about it. But you, like, weakened their monster, and, like, every once in a while the monster would come down, and you'd have to fight off the other players while wailing on their monster, and eventually their monster would die, and you'd win the round and stuff like that. It was a cool blend of Dota. Honestly, it actually reminded me a lot of Paladins. The skill system was similar. Actually, either Paladins or, like, Blizzard All-Stars. But, yeah, it's Blizzard's MOBA. I forget the name of it. Unless that is the name of it. I don't really remember. Okay. But, so, unfortunately, they did a deal with Microsoft, and it was one... Oh, yeah. Well, Heroes of the Storm is, you're right. But so Gigantic... Gigantic made a Faustian deal, effectively, with, Oh, you can kill the ravens for just health. That actually would have been kind of helpful a long time ago. They're creepy ravens, too. Let's see, when are we going to turn in those soldier tokens? You know what, let's go do that while the hot dogs are still being made, now that I'm thinking about it. We're close. I'll see what I can do. But, so, they did a deal with Microsoft to effectively put Gigantic only on the Xbox and Microsoft store. And then kept it in ultra-closed beta for, like, 2 years. Yeah, like... Yeah, like, I think that was being announced in, like, 2014, and I was, like, super stoked about it. And I got into it really early, but I couldn't do anything about it, because, well... Oh. That got me a Wrathcore. Cool.
You are as wise as you are powerful. You drive too hard a bargain, friend.
Okay, I don't know if I need Demon Edge. And I can't afford the next level of Stone Skin, but that's fine.
Nice.
But yeah, just to finish the story, so effectively, they took too long to put it in front of people, and so by the time the game was finally out and ready, no one cared and their studio was bankrupt. And so they effectively, like, slid on their faces across the finish line, and then died there. And so they're closing down the servers, like this month, maybe?
Is that why people are just trying to play it?
Yeah, so Keith was suggesting we play it tonight, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to. Like, it's just heartbreaking.